Alright, quick little update. As you can see in those two little clips, you can see that I went night clubbing last night. I was the only white guy in the entire club because I'm so far out of the city. I've gone so far out of the city. I found myself a hotel that is right next to a massive mall. You can see this massive mall. You can see how far down it goes, but that's only the beginning. You can see there it's connected, and then it goes all the way down to there, and then crosses the road, and that goes all the way down. So you can see this on the map. It's a massive mall, and also I managed to get a hotel literally within 5 minutes walking distance of a little cafe inside that mall to the entrance. So it's an absolute gold mine. You can wake up, get yourself a coffee, do some lazy DG for your morning coffee, even though you haven't had a shower or a shave and you look all scruffy. You can get straight back into it. That's what making game a lifestyle is. Obviously, this is degenerate level of game. So last night, the only guy in the club that was a foreigner was the Indian guy you can see in the video. Now he had a table, and we made a connection because we were the only two foreigners in there. So what I did was I bounced around. There was table service there as well, but it's different here. There was a lot of there's a lot of spotlight effect. The security, which I recommend you guys always super duper friendly with security at all times in the nightclubs. Kiss their ass, pat them on the back, shake their hands, big smile, how you going? Make sure you're super friendly with security in the nightclubs. Always, you want them on your team. You want them looking out for you, especially when I'm a foreigner and I'm so far away from home and I'm the only white guy that stands out in a nightclub. And to add insult to injury, I'm not only a white guy in the nightclub, I'm spam approaching the entire fucking place. Last night I accidentally approached one girl who was a cutie. Her husband was sitting next to her. He's like, "That's my wife." And I was like, "Oh, sorry." She was a cutie. So I ended up at the table with the Indian dude, and he met the chubby girl that was in the video from Tinder, surprise, surprise. And that was her friend, the one that is in the video where she's like waving to me. Now, she was all over me. I wasn't the type of girl that's approaching me in a nightclub is not necessarily the type of girl that I wanted to be associated with. If they're coming to me, they're a little bit more experienced and it's a little bit unnatural. It's like when a lion goes to hunt down a wildebeest or some sort of a prey, and the prey turns around and starts running at the lion. If you watch that happen in real time, you'll notice that the lion shits itself and runs away and is not sure what's going on because say, hang on, I'm chasing you, you're the prey. That's what happened last night. Not that I was scared by it, it was more that if a girl's approaching me, there's something wrong with her. She's got a large body count, there's something dodgy going on. She knew a few too many people in the club as well, and so I was like, So I bounced around. You can see the other little clip with that other cutie that was there. I actually managed to, when I was walking around, the security guards were like, "Oh, look," and grabbing girls for me. So they were like, "Hey, how about this one?" I was like, "Dude, what are you doing? You're blowing out all of my sets and bringing too much attention to me." That made it a little bit difficult, but I managed to get the number of one of the waitresses working there, who was a cutie, who was innocent. One of the few that I trusted to be innocent. Obviously, I want to be careful with STDs and what type of girls I meet up with. But yeah, it didn't pull that night. Now, that was my first fail since I've been here. If I wanted to keep the degeneracy up, just to keep like 100% strike rate out of the nightclubs, then I could have pulled the one on camera, the one that was like all over me there. You can see it in the little clip at the very beginning of this video. but I decided not to. I'm texting, or WhatsApping both those, the other cutie that was there, and the waitress. So I'm working on that anyway. So that's the update from last night. Update from today is, if you look at the map, you go so far out of the city, everything's a lot cheaper, everything, you're going to be less likely to be surrounded by other foreigners. The night before, when I hooked up with that other girl, if you have a look at the footage there, that club was full of really, really good looking, handsome white guys that even had vests on. Like, they were dressed up like they were Alpha M or some shit, and they were good looking guys, like model type level guys, the type of guys that would get laid in the West without even trying. Now, they were doing the wallflower thing where they stood there and every cute girl would walk by and actually touch them, and I was yelling at one of them. I was like, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Like, these girls are grabbing you. Like, grab one, just take one. Because I was also like a little bit pissed. And he's like laughing, going, I was like, no dude, just grab a girl, get the fuck out of here, because you're taking all the attention because you're a fucking pretty boy. And there's a whole bunch of them in there. And the only reason I managed to get mine was outworking them on the peripheral of the tables, making sure I approached every girl, re-approached, smashed it out. I even approached in the car park, approached on the way to the toilet. I just ran around in circles until I eventually hooked one. And I managed to grab a few wings, and I was like, come on, let's take some action, let's get in there. And the one in that video from the last one, I managed to get through. But here, I'm the only white guy. So I didn't have the competition of those idiots, those good-looking pretty boys. And I haven't seen one here at all in this entire mall. Now, it's been a heavy 24 hours, so we're not even halfway through this. This morning, I only got about 5-6 hours sleep. I had to pay for another night because I made some mistakes with the booking. I got to figure that out tonight as well. Went to the cafe and sat down and got my coffee. I've been here. This is day three because I got here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so it's Sunday now. And I sit down, I get my coffee, and this girl with an immaculate 10 out of 10 body walks by. I couldn't believe it. And I've been here 3 days. Now, this is another lesson for you guys. You pick a cafe and you go to the same cafe every time. You be a little bit irreverent with the owners there. You let them know you're a bit of a, you're a white guy in Asia. They mind the table when I step up and do approaches. Keep in mind I'm solo here, so I got no one to mind my stuff at the table. I don't want someone stealing my drink and stealing my table. It's a great little vantage point. So they mind it while I jump up and do approaches. This absolute stunner went by. I turned back and I was like, hey, just mind my table. They know the deal now. They know who I am. They know what I'm doing. Security even giggles a little bit now because I'm super friendly with them and make sure that they're aware of what I'm doing and that I'm harmless, right? So I don't get banned. That's being socially aware, having some social skills, being calibrated within your environment. Not like the other guy I was here with who got banned from Starbucks in Asia. What type of guy gets banned from Starbucks in Asia unless he's super uncalibrated? So, met this beautiful girl. Absolute stunner. She sits down with me. Pulled. We hung around, we walked around. I was like, hey, let's go for a movie. I want to go watch a movie. I knew that the cinema was there. We walked up to the cinema. It's in another language. And I was like, oh, is there a subtitles button? Oh, well, I can't watch these movies. Well, maybe we should watch one at my place. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. She kind of got it. Her English was quite good. She knew that there aren't very many foreigners around here, so she was surprisingly down. And I pulled an absolute stunner. Now, I don't have any evidence for you guys. I could be lying to you. It's up to you whether you decide to believe that or not. She does have a stunning body, and I told her that I'm gonna try get another hotel with a pool and get her in a bikini. I'll see if I can get some footage, see if she's okay with being on YouTube. If she's okay with it, I'll see if I can put that up. But it's absolutely immaculate. Oh my goodness. And then about 5-6 p.m. I had the second date. Now the second date, which was tonight, it's about 10:30. It is 10:49 right now. At about 5-6 p.m. So I was with her for about 5-6 hours maximum. And then, you know, if you've got a date turning up, you got to make sure that you come up with excuses and you make sure that you free yourself up for the second date. You don't want to mess that up, do you? So it was difficult, but after a same day lay, I don't mean to be crude, but yes, pulled a girl back to my bedroom and did naughty stuff. I don't want to be crude. I don't want anyone to think that this is like rude or anything. It's just how it is. I'm teaching guys cold approach. This is the basic nuts and bolts of it. It is you meeting girls and arguably sleeping with them, right? From cold approach. So that's what I managed to do today. And the difficult part is sending her home, coming up with excuses to send her home, and sending her home, you know, so that you can make the second date. The second date I've already covered in a video before. I approached her in the business district. Told you guys how I was going there about 5-6-7 p.m. when all of the business girls finished work. The secretaries, this girl's doing business consulting. Absolute little cutie. Oh my goodness, such a cutie. So well manicured, educated, smart, polite. She's like eating. So I managed to get the other girl to go home and smooth it off and say apologize. Look, I gotta go. I'm gonna see her again soon. Logistics. Now, what do I say to a lot of guys when she's a high quality girl? Don't just invite her straight to your place. The type of girl that gets in a taxi and you pay for the taxi and she comes to your place, even if you're in Asia, is low quality. She's not that type of girl. So I had to immediately get into a taxi and go directly, straight after leaving the other girl that stayed at my place, quickly grab the sheets and try to get rid of the hair as quick as I could, jump in a taxi and go straight over and meet up the business consultant. We had steak. It was, she was just, the way she ate was like, just proper. And I did it near her place. So the steak, the restaurant was near her place logistically. I didn't make it near my bedroom. I made it near her place, make it convenient for her so she didn't pull out. Was very polite. I didn't escalate on the date either. I paid for both meals. I traveled to her. I paid for both meals. These are things depending on what type of girl you are going out on dates with. If you can get away with buying a girl 7-Eleven coffee and then buying her a taxi to come to your place and home, it's probably not very high quality. The type of girl that's going to accept that is probably pretty low value, I would argue. Not always, most of the time though. This girl's not the type of girl that's going to tolerate that type of behavior, I don't think. Now, what happened was then ordered a taxi immediately. I said we're going for coffee and pulled again. Now, because of the other girl already being in the same bed and a little bit of her hair being everywhere, I made sure the lights were very dim and hoped that she didn't see any hair. She didn't see any hair. It was magical. So that's 2 in 1 day. She just went home. I'm now making this video. You can see I'm a bit disheveled. I was out all last night. Got like 5-6 hours sleep. Did an STL. Pulled. Went on the second date. Pulled. Bedroom's a mess. I'm a mess. Got no sleep. This is the type of level of degeneracy that a proper coach does. Not always. I wouldn't recommend that you guys do this all the time. I have done this back home in Australia, a lot of the time. You got to keep in mind that I'm a 42-year-old disabled 5'8" man that is of lower mate value. I'm not a super wealthy man. This takes methods, strategies, and skills to execute on all of these things. And also, I don't pitch that you guys just go around like a degenerate sleeping with tons of girls. I've only been here 2 weeks. I've slept with a ton of girls, 2 today as it is. I'm going to be hitting probably, my record was 3 in one day. I don't know, probably 20, 25, something around that ballpark since I've been here. I'm a little bit exhausted already. I don't recommend that you guys just become total degenerates like this. Within about 2 weeks, I'm already starting to see there's a few regulars that are my favorites, and I'm narrowing it down. If I lived here, within about 6 months, I'll just find like the perfect girl for me, and maybe have a rotation of a few girls and then sleep with a few new ones every now and then. The degeneracy, because I'm in an easier country as a white guy from Australia, and I'm very rarely in Asia. Most of my times I'm in Australia, so I want to make the most of it while I'm here, you see. Just to take those things into account, if I was here for 6 months, I'd probably have 3 or 4 regulars after a while, and be on the lookout for even better if I possibly could. But I've already kind of got the framework for a few regulars. I think today's 2 cuties are definitely on the list, and another girl from a couple days ago. And I'll definitely be locking some of them in if I was to live here full time. So just to clarify that. Where are we? I'm a little bit tired. I need to have a shower and a shave. But you can kind of get the picture what this last 24 hours was like. I think I've kind of covered to some extent what happened. I've also got a Tinder ban. Fuck you, Tinder, you piece of shit. I hate Tinder. I don't use it back in the West. I don't use it at all, because someone who's in my 40s, who is 5'8", a little bit pudgy and disabled, my hips are gone. I'm not getting laid from Tinder in Australia. Not at all. These corrupt motherfuckers, these pieces of shit, and that's what Tinder is a scam. It's ruining society. It needs to be banned. They all need to be locked in jail. Probably too much, but since I've been here, I've been using it for 2 weeks. I got banned. I might have to make an entire video just about that and explain what I think suggest happened. I emailed Tinder. I'll see if I get a response, and I'll make a video about that as well. But yeah, that's the last 24 hours. I'll see if today's absolute stunner gets a bikini and I get a pull, and I can and she's okay with coming on YouTube. We'll see. I'm not sure what she's going to think about my YouTube channel. We'll see how that conversation goes down. We'll see what happens with that conversation. But that's a little bit of an update. I think there's a lot of lessons there. Location wise, way out of the city, hotel right next to a mall. Wake up, hit the mall, have a coffee, day game, make it part of a lifestyle. Way out of the city, things are cheaper. It's lower socioeconomic status. I'm one of the few white guys out here. Same day lay, pool. Make sure that you befriend the people who run a cafe or a bar that you frequent. Make sure that you're friendly with the security. Be careful with girls that are approaching you, like the one in the footage there, because they could be dodgy. You know, it's like who's the prey and who's the hunter. Like if you're hunting and she's the prey turns around and starts hunting you, something's up, right? Something's a little bit dodgy with that girl. You probably should just avoid her if she's giving you those type of hunter vibes, like she's the lion and you're the prey. That's a little bit weird. And after you pull a girl and you've got another date lined up for later on, make sure that you come up with a nice polite way to let her down easy so that she can go home so you can make your second date. I think I've covered quite a few. There's a few lessons in the last 24 hours. It is now 10:58. Do I want to hit a club again? I will, in the next video, if I end up going out to a club tonight, I'll see, because 11 o'clock is a great time. It's a Sunday night. I'll see if there's any bars or clubs open. Yeah, we might go out. We'll see. We'll see how much energy I'll go home and have a coffee, and I'll see how I go. But that's the update for now, and I think there's quite a few lessons in this. I don't know what I'm going to title this, but I'll see you guys in the next video.